I thought I'd pop on today because I've had a lot of people message me about the debt elimination program that I represent. And it seems that a lot of Americans are just programmed to be okay with being in debt, to be okay with carrying a mortgage all their lives, or to even be okay with credit card debt and student loans well into their 50s and 60s. And we've also been conditioned to think that mortgages are good debt and that we need a mortgage to have a write off. And that is so far from the truth. The fact remains that most people need a mortgage to get that leverage they need to get into the home they want, but you certainly don't need to pay all the interest on the amortization schedule and follow along with the bank's plan. Mortgages are all front end loaded with interest, and with most people moving or refinancing every 7 to 10 years, people generally end up paying mostly interest their entire lifetime and not paying much principal at all. So many times when I start having this conversation about people becoming debt free, one of the first things that a lot of people say is, well, that's just the way it is. Everybody has debt, or that's just the way it is in America. And that's exactly the way the banks want us to think. The banks have us conditioned as a society, and it really doesn't have to be this way. It really doesn't. And one of the reasons that most people are failing to get ahead financially in life is not because they're not making money, because as Americans, we generally are very hard workers, but it's because many Americans are always paying off debt and they're always paying interest. And so when I talk about the debt reduction program that I help people with, at first glance, a lot of times the initial reaction is skepticism. And I understand that because it's something that we just don't talk about. It's not something that you hear about, but it is possible. Just like the banks can magically change a 3% mortgage into a lifetime of payments with a 60, 70, or 80 something percent total interest volume, you can absolutely cancel much of the effect of that by applying those same banking principles and algorithms to every penny of the income that you have coming into your household and to every penny that you have going out towards your debt. And we have a program, it's very highly sophisticated. It uses an algorithm that looks at how all the interest on your debt is being calculated. It takes into consideration how much income you have, how often you get paid, and then it helps you to strategically pay down your debt in the fastest way possible, while at the same time minimizing the amount of interest that you're paying out. And I have to say, with all the inflation we have in front of us and all of the uncertainty that everybody has seen recently, it's really important to pay attention and to consider that there's a solution that you may not have seen for your debt. And the less debt you have, the faster you can start creating wealth. And the faster you're out of debt, the less stress you'll have and the more options you'll have. And a byproduct of lowering your debt is that your credit score goes up. I do want to say, remember, everyone has a very unique situation. Every household has unique income, debts, expenses, and disposable income. So your results are always unique with this solution. But the bottom line is this program works as long as you use it and as long as you follow it. Ask me for a free analysis, and I'll show you your debt-free month and year, along with how much interest you can actually keep in your household rather than handing it over to the bank.